75 years ago today, the U.S. dropped a second nuclear bomb over Japan. This morning, we hear from one of the last living survivors who spent her life working to rid the world of nuclear weapons.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Hope your Sunday's off to a good start. Wow, you're up early. I'm Christina Laurie. We will have more on that story in a moment, but the big story of the weekend, more than 1,000 people here in Wisconsin have now died of the coronavirus. This milestone comes as the country nears the 5 million case mark. Wisconsin has almost 60,000 of those cases after combined data from state and county dashboards added 845 new infections this weekend. Nearly 9% of those tests have come back positive. Wisconsin is now just hit that 1,000 death mark, and as these numbers continue to grow, health officials say it's been complicated to release timely data every day while also making sure that data is accurate. There have been recent concerns about data getting backlogged, so this new graph was created to show results in real time. It shows all the people with positive and negative results in what's known as the staging area before cases are officially confirmed. You can see that light gray section on the right shows that this is preliminary data, so it hasn't been reviewed yet by public health staff. Another important point is that this graph shows results by person, so if you're tested multiple times, you only show up once on the day of your first positive test.
We've created this graphic by automating the process that matches people with their test results. And so it allows us to report these data prior to the manual process of our public health staff confirming the accuracy of each of these data. So you will see on the graph.
Health officials have also released a second new graph here showing the total number of tests administered. Previously, DHS used to only show lab capacity. You can still see that in the light blue, but this graph also shows all tests conducted, so you can see how close we are to reaching capacity. You can check out these graphs for yourself on the DHS website. Just click on Get the Latest on COVID-19 at the top of the site, and both graphs are under the Summary tab. Have you seen these teenagers? Local law enforcement say they've been missing from rural Lafayette County since early Friday morning. They say 16-year-old Illinois native Alexander Rogers picked up 16-year-old Catherine Hyman from her Gratiot home around 2:30 a.m. Officials believe Hyman is not being held against her will, but she did not bring many personal belongings with her and left her cell phone at home. The couple is believed to be headed towards a vacation home in Hayward, Wisconsin. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Lafayette County Sheriff's Office. More local news now. You might have seen her artwork on several storefronts along State Street, but before starting her organization defending Black girlhood a little more than a year ago, Laleta G had been quietly dedicating her life to serving Black girls and advocating for Black women. That work has become even more essential right now. She joins us this morning. Hi, Laleta. First, gorgeous name. You're such an impressive woman. I want to let everyone in at home know. I talked to you briefly on the phone yesterday, and how many times did I tell you, wow, that's impressive. Wow, that's even more impressive.
About 4 or 5 times, which I appreciated.
So we want to talk about your impressive organization. It's the culmination of, as I mentioned, 30 years of work, defending Black girlhood. What is that?
It's about being committed to having Black girls be safe in their homes, in their schools, in their communities, and advocating towards to that end.
And that is important and very personal for you, because I don't want to dwell on it too much, but you are a survivor of sexual assault that happened when you were younger?
Absolutely, as a girl, and it really is the foundation of my work.
So what was that like? What did in the moment, just for anyone watching who might
absolutely, it was very isolating, it was very frightening, it was terrifying, and I didn't have any place to go or anyone to advocate for me. And so that really fuels the work that I do, because I know there's a lot of girls out there who are suffering silently, and women who are still reeling from the pain of childhood sexual abuse.
And you are such a great role model for them. I know that's why partially the death of Breonna Taylor also hit hard for you. What has that been like when you heard that an innocent girl was killed?
Well, it's devastating, And I think the thing that hit me the hardest was the fact that Brianna was in her home, in her bed, and that's where we suppose we are safe. And to me, that just kind of hit home with, Black girls haven't been safe at home for a long time in a lot of families, and now we have this other entity entering in.
And I know I had mentioned to you yesterday that it's so frightening because it could have happened to any of us, but
Absolutely.
You quickly pointed out that it happens to some of us more than others, Black girls
Absolutely.
in particular.
Absolutely. And, we are at a higher risk for violence, from a number of different sources. And, if it was Sherwood neighborhood here in Madison, pretty sure they wouldn't have had a no-knock order and just busted in the middle of the night and shot people.
Yeah, it's very concerning, certainly. But your work is just incredible. So what do you do during normal COVID times? Because I know you typically are able to lead groups of Black girls in person. What are some of the things you do with them?
So, I lead groups in schools and community settings with girls to really help them build a sense of self-esteem, empower their voice so that if things are going on in their lives, they know what to say, how to say it, and who to say it to. And just work on give them a sense of belonging and importance.
That's so important. It's especially important right now. It's been kind of on the forefront of all of our minds since the death of Breonna Taylor, as well as George Floyd. So lastly, if people at home are watching this and they want to help you out, how can they do that?
We're raising funds, and so would love for people to consider being a donor and supporting the work in that way, and to continue to advocate for Black girls and support the work that we're doing in that way.
And really quickly, last thing, we're taking pictures now. We're seeing pictures of your beautiful artwork on State Street. You came out a little bit more than a year ago as an official artist, and now you're responsible for one of the murals on State. How does it feel to have your artwork so publicly and prominently displayed right now?
It's absolutely amazing, and I use that opportunity to bring, a beautiful image to the work of defending Black girlhood. And what better way than a huge face of a Black girl with Afro puffs?
Oh, it's gorgeous. I walk by all the time. You have a great position right outside the Overture, so if anyone wants to see your artwork, please head down there. It's going to be a nice day weather-wise. Laleda, thank you so much for joining us. If anyone wants to connect with your organization, they can do so at laleda.org, and we'll put a link to that on our website as well. Hope to talk to you soon, Laleda.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Have a great Sunday. And speaking of great Sundays, it's going to be a pretty decent Sunday, at least early on. No?
We
I
have
like
an alert
summer,
day in
Dana.
the forecast for today. It's warm, it's humid. I hate to, actually, but if you're trying to get outside today, know that it's going to be very hot and humid. We're expecting partly sunny skies. Highs will be in the upper 80s. Right now it's still dry, but later this afternoon and this evening, strong to severe thunderstorms will be developing, and they'll be passing through the entire area. A lot of rain building in, and we'll have the potential for some very strong winds, high wind gusts developing also. Currently our radar is fine, so if you are trying to get out and about early in the day is when you want to do it. Early afternoon would be a good time as well, because this line of storms just off to the west in Iowa, that's going to continue to build east and push in those storm chances again developing for the mid to late afternoon and overnight. We're already at 72 degrees this morning, partly sunny skies with dew points close to 70. Our breeze coming from the south, and that has been fueling our warm up. Temperatures have been climbing for the last few days, also pushing a lot of moisture in. Our humidity at 93%. Visibility for some areas a little reduced because our dew points are so close to our temperatures, so we're seeing some patchy fog in areas, but not enough that it should be impacting any of the road conditions. The heat and humidity will be a topic for today and tomorrow. Those thunderstorm chances lingering overnight into Monday, and then thankfully for the middle of the week, it will be warm and a little less humid outside. We'll get partly sunny skies in that dry trend. So Christina, if we're trying to get out, I would probably direct us towards the middle of the week to really enjoy being outside.
I was trying to be positive. You're supposed to go along with it.
Yes.
Thank you, Dana. This week marks the 75th anniversary of the world's first atomic bomb attack. On August 6, 1945, the U.S. dropped its first nuclear bomb over Hiroshima. A few days later, 75 years ago today, America dropped a second bomb, this time over Nagasaki. That bombing ultimately forced the Japanese to surrender, ending World War II. This morning, we're hearing from one of the last living survivors, still on a mission to rid the world of nuclear weapons.
The mushroom cloud rose menacingly over Hiroshima 75 years ago today. an event seared into world history, and more so in the mind of Toshiko Tanaka. She was right under that cloud, just 6 years old, and miraculously survived.
I remember the horror of that day. Blinding light like thousands of strobe lights, my body thrown to the ground.
At 81, she says she's been blessed to live. Her mission now, banning all nuclear weapons.
75 years after surviving the bombing, I'm all the more determined to help rid the world of nuclear arms.
What became Hiroshima's ground zero was once its humming commercial district of Nakajima, with city hall, restaurants, and cafes. Tanaka, pictured here with her father, lived close by. But on August 6, 1945, the Enola Gay Super Fortress bomber dropped its payload on the city, a 5-ton nuclear bomb nicknamed Little Boy. The atom bomb exploded just a third of a mile over this river, killing an estimated 80,000 people instantly and leveling about 90% of the city. But that building, now known as the Atomic Bomb Dome, was one of the few things left standing. A testament to the tragedy of war, it now stands aligned with tributes to peace. The Peace Flame and Peace Memorial Museum, newly renovated in time for the 75th anniversary. Dimmed rooms spotlight the day of the bombing. Irradiated artifacts tell the stories of those who died in an instant. Torn clothes, a tricycle, a lunch never eaten. Photographs of burn victims hang on the walls, next to artwork by survivors. Through her own artwork, Tanaka still processes that fateful day 75 years ago.
The United States bombed your city. Do you have any criticism for America?
We were full of rage at first, but once we saw the Americans, it was clear they were just like us.
Years later, she even met Clifton Truman Daniel, grandson of President Harry Truman, who ordered the bombing.
There will be a time in the future when there are no more surviving Hiroshima victims. What do you want the world to remember?
Eliminating nuclear weapons is the path to peace, ensuring this tragedy is never repeated.
And Tanaka manages one last line in English.
Please make many friends from other countries. When you do so, you are moving the world towards peace.
A remarkable woman who survived a nuclear bombing, yet still has peace in her heart. Remi Inocencio, Hiroshima, Japan.
Nagasaki's mayor is expected to deliver a peace declaration later today, as the city's mayor does every year on the anniversary of that bombing. It's 7:11 this morning. The start of a new school year is right around the corner. We'll share how you can help students from lower income families get ready to learn, whether in person or online. And we're also tracking more heat, more humidity, possibly some storms too. Here's a live look outside. Dana is back with our Sunday forecast right after this.
To lower my blood sugar and A1C.
Because I can still make my own insulin, and Trulicity activates my body to release it, like it's supposed to. Once weekly Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It's not insulin. It starts acting from the first dose, and it lowers risk of heart attack, stroke, or death in people with known heart disease or multiple risk factors.
Trulicity isn't for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, belly pain, and decreased appetite, which lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems. We're committed to helping ensure Trulicity is available and affordable. Learn more at Trulicity.com.
At Papa Murphy's, we believe Tuesdays should be taken seriously. That's why we need Seriously. We chop seriously and shred seriously. And it's why every Tuesday, you can get a large made-to-order pizza for just $10. Seriously. Because we're serious about Tuesdays. Even if you're not. Every Tuesday, get a large pizza for just $10. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
Garver. Garver.
Gather. Ing. Gathering.
Garver.
Gathering.
Garv.
Garvering.
A social socially responsible gathering where a maximum of 250 people enjoy thirst-quenching drinks, delicious food, and the arts in a safe, clean, and touchless outdoor environment. Let's go Garvering. Visit thegarverfeedmill.com for dates and details starting June 11th.
Brought to you by News 3 Now, Madison Magazine, and the Garver Feed Mill.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is here with great offers on a huge selection, like 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. And get peace of mind with the Ford Promise. It's summer, so grab the family and head out. It's easier now during the Ford Summer Sales Event. Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus the peace of mind of the Ford Promise. See your local Ford dealer today.
Dreaming of custom furniture, but you think high prices, sales pressure, and waiting for months and months? Come to Slumberland and design your way. Quick and easy, with no extra cost. First, pick your piece. Lots of styles, clearly marked. Next, pick your fabric. There's no extra charge here. Then, get it quick. Our orders are made fast. Plus, all custom furniture is on sale. Design your way, only at Slumberland Furniture.
Amid everything going on, students are getting ready to start a new school year, many of them from home. A Rock County nonprofit is collecting back-to-school supplies for homeless and unaccompanied teens. The organization, called Project 1649, focuses on time spent away from school, the 16 hours and 49 minutes between the end of one school day and the start of another. It helps young people have their basic needs met so they can stay in school, graduate, and eventually become really successful. This year, the group's annual back-to-school drive looks a lot different.
We'll do the traditional backpacks and all the supplies that they need. They may still need those things at home, but we're really focusing too on masks and hand sanitizers and maybe earbuds or earphone or headphones so that, you know, if they are at home, they have a little bit of privacy and can concentrate a little better.
The nonprofit is also helping young people get access to food. So here's where you come in. If you're interested in donating supplies, there are several drop-off locations across Rock County. You can find those on the Project 1649 Facebook page. And now let's get a check of the forecast. Dana, you're always such a downer about this. You don't like the heat.
I'm not trying to be a downer, but it is an alert day. We do have the chance for strong to severe thunderstorms later on today. Right now, we do have a sunny sky, some hazy clouds overhead. Already feels a little warm outside. Radar has been pretty quiet for most of southern Wisconsin. We did early this morning have a severe thunderstorm warning towards Sheboygan, so I promise I'm not being a Debbie Downer, but we do have strong thunderstorm chances for later today. The good news, our slight risk for severe weather has shifted a little further north towards the Twin Cities, north of La Crosse, likely going to see stronger thunderstorms, but we're still under a marginal risk, so a general risk to see strong to severe thunderstorms later today. Our biggest threat will be the high wind chances. Much of the large hail threat stays off to the west. Over the next several hours, we continue to see a nice partly sunny sky, but later this afternoon, this is about 1-2 o'clock, our high temperatures are in the mid-80s and our storm chances start to creep in along the western edge of the state first and continue through the late afternoon and evening. These storms at times will bring very heavy rainfall and those strong wind gusts passing through. It continues through the evening. Overnight, likely going to have a few isolated showers and thunderstorms up until about midnight, and then things start to clear out into early Monday morning. For Monday afternoon, we'll have partly sunny skies. It'll be a little quieter outside. Shower chances likely going to stay south of the Illinois border for late in the day on Monday. Rainfall totals, don't hold on too tightly to the exact numbers, but notice everyone picking up at least 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch of rainfall, so a measurable amount of rain. But some areas could easily get close to 2 inches of rainfall as those heavier thunderstorms pass through, or if the storms start to trail each other. If they're following each other, our accumulation totals will climb up quite a bit. Heat index readings this afternoon will climb to the 90s. At times, it could feel like we're in the mid to upper 90s, but once the rain builds in, this big drop off in our heat index readings, that's where our model's picking up the shower chances. Things will cool down significantly very quickly. The alert day in the forecast, because it's going to be so hot and humid this afternoon before the storms come in, if you are spending a lot of time outside, sunscreen and a lot of water. In the afternoon and evening, that's when the chance for strong to severe thunderstorms will develop for us. There'll be a chance for showers and thunderstorms early Monday in the mid-80s for Monday afternoon. And then for the middle of the week, we'll see partly sunny skies for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. High temperatures will be in the mid to low 80s for afternoon highs, with more shower and thunderstorm chances developing as we look ahead to next weekend. So we get a little bit of a break before more rounds of rain develop.
So pick days of the week: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Seem okay?
That would be great. I would vote for that. Yes.
Okay.
We're on the same page.
Okay, good. For once. Thank you, Dana.
Yes.
Time now for one of our favorite stories of the week. If you watched TV in the 90s or 2000s, you'll remember the Got Milk advertising campaign. Well, it is now back, and the dairy industry is diving right in. This video of Olympic swimmer Katie Ledecky went viral this week, and for good reason. Take a look at this. She swims the whole length of a pool while balancing a glass of chocolate milk on her head. She doesn't spill a drop. Videos like this are a bright spot for the struggling dairy industry, which took a hit during the pandemic. But now, with sales spiking, milk producers wanted to capitalize, and they certainly got the attention they were looking for. Another story to make you smile comes from right here in our neck of the woods. A young boy gets to play captain for a day. We'll take you along on his special cruise right after this.
Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
Experience the adventure of a bigger world in a highly capable Lexus SUV at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Get 0% financing and make no payments for up to 90 days on all 2020 Lexus models.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
For 45 years, Affordable Dentures and Implants has created affordable access to dental care.
And we're proud to have helped millions of people improve their smiles.
Our number one priority has always been the health and the well-being of our patients and staff.
So, we're taking extra precautions to welcome you to a safe and clean environment.
Because we want you to go
ahead and smile.
Affordable Dentures and Implants. We can't wait to see you.
Hercules.
I have been
expecting
you.
And I brought you a gift so you can fight properly. Red Bull.
Oh, how nice
Of you.
but also
Rather.
stupid.
Mine.
Mine.
No, mine.
No, mine.
Mine. Red Bull gives you wings.
When you think of a bank, you think of people in a place. But when you have the Chase mobile app, your bank can be virtually any place. So when you get a check, you can deposit it from here. And you can see your transactions and check your balance from here. You can save for an emergency from here. Or pay bills from here. So when someone asks you, where's your bank? You can tell them, here's my bank. Or here's my bank. Or here's my bank. Because if you download and use the Chase mobile app, your bank is virtually any place. Visit chase.com/mobile.
We've got the power.
The Power Centers of Madison. Our customer-focused sales team will help you find the right power equipment to fit your needs. Lawn and garden, tractors, zero-turns, lawn mowers, trimmers, chainsaws, commercial equipment, and more. We carry the name brands that you know and some that you need to know. As an added incentive, you can always find factory promotions at the Power Centers of Madison.
Experience the joy of a bigger world in a highly connected Lexus vehicle at the Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Lease the 2020 ES350 for $359 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Welcome back. A young boy battling leukemia got a cruise to remember this week. News 3 Now photojournalist Lance Height takes us along for the ride.
Well, we got the opportunity to take a special young man out from Make-A-Wish who really wanted to go in a big boat. Bring off, thank you.
We are out here today to celebrate Adam. Adam is 6, and he has cousins with him today that are 7, 8, and 10. And they're all very much looking forward to getting on the boat and going for a ride.
You are on the Grand Mariner. She's powered by twin 400 horsepower Mercury Marine engines. And I have a junior captain.
He is a little wish child, and he is healthy and doing well.
Look at you, Captain.
And we're just excited that he gets to do something after kind of those long months of healing and all the medical appointments.
Okay, now this way a little more this way. Turn the wheel towards me. There you go. The way the world is right now, it's nice to do something that's good. We're going to head out to Lake Mendota.
Yeah, I see it. That one.
We shoot over towards Maple Bluff, and then we'll come all the way around downtown Madison.
I saw the fish. I'm hitting the
Wish granting right now has taken a different spin. There's obviously one of the things that kids can do is travel. They can meet people, they can meet celebrities, and those are things that are just not happening right now. So they're looking for other creative ways to kind of bring joy to those families, and so this is the result of one of those ideas here today on the Betty Lou Cruise.
Lake Mendota is the biggest lake, 10,000 acres. Watch your heading, keep your throttles going forward, right? The Memorial Union is usually fun to go by. Turn it a little this way. That would be starboard. Perfect, right there. A happy Make-A-Wish, right?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I sure hope we made a wish come true today. I know we made a new captain.
A new captain. What a great story. The Gonzalez family says Adam's leukemia is in remission. They would like to thank Make-A-Wish for making that cruise happen. 7:25 this morning, we're getting a taste of the best deals in town ahead of this year's Black Restaurant Week. Plus, we're getting you ready for Election Day. What to know about Madison's primary this week, and the promising news from the Postal Service about mail-in voting ahead of the general election. Our news continues right after this.
You ever seen damage just disappear? Well, you're in luck. Act now. Mako is offering their best price guarantee. Uh-oh, better get Mako.
What makes the 4-day super sale at Denver Mattress so super? Well, that's 4 days of super low prices, like the Summit Firm for only $199.99. 4 days of super savings, where the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. And to celebrate our newest arrival, come in and test out the outrageously comfortable Casper mattress. Or purchase any Tempur-Pedic and get a free $300 Furniture Row gift certificate, plus 6 years no interest and free shipping. Hurry, the 4-day super sale ends Monday.
Believe you me, we've seen a lot of mornings. And starting your morning with the small bits of cheese stuck to a McDonald's breakfast wrapper is the right way to start your morning.
Enjoy a $2 savory sausage McMuffin with hash browns or a $2 sausage biscuit with hash browns, only at McDonald's.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is here with great offers on a huge selection, like 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. And get peace of mind with the Ford Promise. It's summer, so grab the family and head out. It's easier now during the Ford Summer Sales Event. Right now, get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus the peace of mind of the Ford Promise. See your local Ford dealer today.
This summer, get back to where you belong, along 60 miles of beautiful wide open beaches, where family vacations have never been so much fun. With every sunrise and each high tide, the beach is calling you to raise your spirits, make you smile, and bring your family closer together. So stop dreaming and start booking, because we can't wait for you to get here. Visit Myrtle Beach and discover why happiness comes in waves.
You ever seen damage just disappear? Well, you're in luck. Act now. Mako is offering their best price guarantee. Uh-oh, better get Mako.
They put their blood, sweat, and tears into raising prized livestock. So News 3 Now's not letting this year's county fair cancellations spoil the show. 4-H kids step into the ring for our blue ribbon judges during Fair Week, starting Monday on Live at 4.
Trust us to get it right.
To keep you prepared
when severe weather is on the way
and your family's safety is on the line.
Our team and technology are ready to help you stay safe.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team on News 3 Now. This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back on this Sunday, August 9th. I'm Christina Laurie. A reminder that Election Day is this week for Madison voters. Tuesday is the city's partisan primary that will determine which candidates make the ballot this fall. While the deadline has passed to mail in your vote for that primary, the U.S. Postmaster General says election mail will not be slowed down this fall. This news comes as President Trump continues to attack the Postal Service. The president says the USPS will be unable to handle the anticipated high numbers of mail-in ballots, but Postmaster General Louis DeJoy is reassuring voters.
We will do everything we can to deliver election mail in a timely manner consistent with our operational standards. Despite any assertions to the contrary, we are not slowing down election mail or any other mail. Instead, we continue to employ a robust and proven process to ensure proper handling of all election mail.
DeJoy is a longtime Trump ally and fundraiser. His commitment echoes the agency's stance earlier this week that it has the capacity to handle the added volume of mail-in ballots this November. In the meantime, the city of Monona is hoping to make voting absentee a little easier for people living there. The city has installed a new drive-up ballot drop-off box at City Hall. The clerk says she knows the number of ballots coming in, specifically by mail, will be going up, so she wanted to give people a place where they could turn them in while still avoiding contact.
All of us, everyone, we all are so much more concerned about contact and keeping distance and keeping things clean. So we had to think of many things to accommodate the world we live in right now. And this was just one of them.
The clerk says the city purchased the box specifically because of COVID, but it will be available now for every election moving forward. The box is secure with a camera on top and 2 separate locks on the inside. It's also located right next to a police station. The city clerk says it will be available 24/7. President Donald Trump signed 4 executive orders this weekend from his New Jersey golf club. One of the orders revives an expired unemployment benefit.
I'm taking action to provide an additional or an extra $400 per week in expanded benefits, $400, okay? So that's generous, but we want to take care of our people.
That $400 benefit does fall short of the $600 those out of work had been receiving. Another executive order includes a payroll tax holiday for Americans earning less than $100,000 a year, as well as extending the eviction moratorium. The president took action after Democrats in the White House were unable to come together and reach an agreement on a stimulus relief bill earlier this week.
It's not a question of they had a good bill, we have a good bill. No, they don't have a good bill. They have a piecemeal bill.
The Democrats were pushing for a more long-term solution. More than 30 million Americans are receiving unemployment benefits as the pandemic crushes businesses across the country. Now, another big news today. It is an alert day. Dana has our forecast.
It is, yes. It's going to be a little warm outside this afternoon. Our heat index readings in the mid to upper 90s, close to 100 even at times. And then after the humidity kind of dies down a little bit, the storms build in. Strong to severe thunderstorms possible later in the afternoon and this evening. Right now, radar is pretty quiet, so if you do need to get out and about, would recommend doing so in the morning or early afternoon. We're watching this line of storms with a lot of lightning. It looks like maybe the possibility for some light hail on the edge of Iowa. That's going to continue to move east, so this is going to be something we'll track over the next few hours before it moves into southern Wisconsin. Right now, hazy clouds overhead. It already feels pretty warm outside. We're at 72 degrees in Madison. Our humidity at 93% with those dew points close to 70, so a little soupy out early this morning. There is some patchy fog, most of the area visibility, and a decent spot. It shouldn't impact your driving, but you'll likely notice the fog in those lower lying spots. The heat and humidity will be a factor for today and for tomorrow. Our thunderstorms developing later this evening, continuing overnight and likely for Monday as well. And then for the middle of the week, it'll still be warm, but it will be less humid outside, and it will be dry for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll take a closer look at some storm timing in just a little bit. Christina?
Thanks, Dana. More local news now. Today is the last day for a State Street store. Vom Foss is closing its doors after nearly 5 years in business. The store, which specializes specializes in gourmet oils, vinegars, and spirits. It's located right across from the Overture. In a Facebook post, the owners say the decision to close the shop was extremely difficult but couldn't be delayed. Vom Foss has a second location on University Avenue that will stay open. And looking ahead, Quick Trip will host its third ever company-wide open interview day this Wednesday, August 12th. The company is looking to hire more than 3,000 people for either full or part-time positions. The interviews will be in person with social distancing and face masks. Anyone 16 or older can go to any Quick Trip store from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. to be interviewed. Local businesses on four wheels are getting ready for the city's new Food Truck Friday program, which kicks off this week. We'll tell you about it right after this. Plus, two of the most popular brands in the world are launching some interesting new products, to say the least. How do you feel about mac and cheese for breakfast? Trending News is next.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. Not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. We even have a video, and all he uses is a small amount, and that's how easy it is. And I did this to my father. We were at home. 4 minutes, 34 seconds, completely gone.
My real true opinion is totally words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. I tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. 15 years ago, I invented MyPillow. It took me 2 years to develop because I wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented fill so you could have the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of your sleep position. I also wanted a pillow that would last, so I made MyPillow machine washable and dryable. I back MyPillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota.
I really like the fact that it was made in the USA. I think that USA products are a better quality product. I've tried a lot of other pillows, and nothing's worked like MyPillow.
I'm interrupting this commercial right now to give you deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but also my mattress toppers, sheets, and so much more. For example, you can get body pillows regular $89.99, now only $29.99, or MyPillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
I used to think that sheets were just sheets. I got the Giza Dream sheets. They are the most comfortable sheets I've ever had.
The Go Anywhere pillow is so easy to just roll up and take anywhere I want to go.
Go Anywhere pillow is really comfortable, so that's what I really like. It's nice and supportive, and it's nice and small.
The MyPillow topper, for the first time, has enabled me to have a cool night's sleep. I'm able to go to bed and just get rest.
That's 3 inches of wonderful that's in the MyPillow mattress topper. It's just like a firm cloud.
MyPillow helps me get a good night's sleep so I can do my job in the morning.
Go to MyPillow.com to get deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but so much more. For example, you get body pillows regular $89.99, now only $29.99, or MyPillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Let's take a look at what's trending this morning. Kraft is out with a new cheesy breakfast twist for your kids. The new limited edition breakfast mac and cheese will be on sale sometime next year. Kraft says 56% of parents they surveyed admitted to serving mac and cheese more in the morning than at dinner time during quarantine. And if you buy the limited edition breakfast meal, you won't just be feeding your kids. For every tweet posted with the hashtag KMC for breakfast, Kraft donates 10 boxes of mac and cheese to food pantries. Continuing on that mac and cheese beat, it turns out Kraft might have some competition. Cheetos is launching its own line of mac and cheese. You've got 3 options to choose from: bold and cheesy, flamin' hot, and cheesy jalapeno. The idea actually came from a Cheetos enthusiast who was already using Cheetos to make homemade mac and cheese. Maybe we can show you pictures of that. Sales of Cheetos and other chips have grown by double digits during the pandemic. Local food truck lovers can mark their calendars. The Alliant Energy Center's new Food Truck Fridays program kicks off this week. Trucks will be parked at Willow Island, allowing for social distancing and quick carry-out options. Food Truck Fridays will happen every Friday from 4 until 8, starting this week, August 14th, and running through October 30th. Organizers say the program was designed with families in mind.
We want to provide an opportunity for some of our local restaurants to succeed during COVID. So this is a way that they can get out and people can visit them safely and still enjoy those foods that they really like.
A Tennessee man is getting national attention this morning. Sean Dromgoole is a longtime resident of his Nashville neighborhood known as 12 South. But after the death of George Floyd, he posted to social media that he was afraid to walk alone because of the color of his skin. Jamie Wax shows us his neighborhood's moving response.
Sean Dromgoole is no stranger to the view outside his Nashville home. The 30-year-old has lived in the neighborhood his entire life, his family for generations.
Growing up, it was a mostly black community. Everyone was family, and then it changed.
As the area grew in popularity, Sean watched as his neighborhood became gentrified. The black families he once played with moved out, and white families moved in. And a few years ago, a pivotal turning point. Sean says police stopped him without reason and followed him home to make sure he lived there.
No justice, no peace.
In a time when America is experiencing nationwide protests over racial inequality, he didn't feel safe to walk alone down his street.
What was it that made you feel fear in a neighborhood that your family had been a part of for 54 years?
People saying, it's a suspicious-looking black man walking down the street. If you say suspicious-looking black man, the police come ready, and I'm dead before I can even think. It's a very real fear as an African-American male in 2020.
As George Floyd's story became embedded in the American conscience, Sean posted this. I wanted to walk around my neighborhood, but the fear of not returning home to my family alive kept me on my front porch.
50 people would respond, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I'll walk with you. And there were 75 people in the parking lot. It's like, wow, I don't feel invisible. I feel like people care.
I will never know what it's like to be in the shoes of somebody who has a different color skin than me.
Carrie Conley was one of the neighbors at the walk.
I've lived here 15 years. He's literally like 3.5 blocks from me, and I've never seen him or his family. So it was a big wake-up call for me.
I want to show you the amazing neighbors that are here.
Sean began hosting weekly neighborhood walks with hundreds of strangers coming out to support him.
Bless this walk!
Turning it into a movement called We Walk with Sean. The goal is simple. Get to know your neighbors.
When you're walking, you're bound to have conversations. And when you have conversations, you change. You learn so that you can be a positive effect.
Yeah, it was that bridge. That's all that it was.
For Carrie and Sean, these one-time strangers are now like family.
He calls me a sister. It seems like I've known him my whole life. If we don't stop to talk to our neighbors, we're missing out on so much.
We are only getting started.
Sean hopes he can bring the movement to many U.S. cities and walk in other gentrified neighborhoods.
This is what happens to black and brown families who remain in inner city or suburban neighborhoods. It's a bad feeling when you feel like you're a prisoner. I literally felt like I was a prisoner on my front porch.
You are sitting on the steps that you sat on and were afraid to move from. How does it feel now?
I'm now free to walk around the neighborhood. The whole world is behind me. I am getting to see America live up to its creed of being a more perfect union. I'm a part of a story that begins on the slave ships, and now I get to see this little part of the world become a better place.
For CBS News, Jamie Wax, New York.
And we have some exciting news to share about Jamie, the man behind that story. He and his wife, Jacqueline, just welcomed a baby girl, Adelaide. Simone Wax was born on July 30th. Jamie says his whole family is so in love. So much needed good news this morning. It's 7:42. The hot and humid weather continues today, and for much of the week ahead, Dana is tracking the steamy, sometimes stormy weather next. Here's a live look over the Capitol on this alert day. Your work week forecast is right after this. But first, if you have a little kid turning 3 years old soon, please let us know because we want to show their picture and help celebrate them right here on News 3.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. This drug remains approved by the FDA. If you or a loved one regularly took Zantac and were later diagnosed with cancer, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Potential cancers include bladder cancer, colon cancer, kidney cancer, stomach cancer, liver cancer, pancreatic cancer. Do not stop taking a prescribed medication without first consulting with your doctor. Discontinuing a prescribed medication without your doctor's advice can result in injury or death.
Call 1-800-670-2995.
At Pick and Save, we give you more ways to save on the fresh you love, like the Pick and Save app. It combines personalized coupons, fuel points, and weekly sales for the best deals. From meat to fruits and veggies to milk to whatever is in that. We've always given you more ways to save, and now those savings are even better than ever. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Dear Summer, how do I make the most of you? Do I kick back and relax? Or climb new mountains? I could go and get dirty. Or switch into new lanes. One thing's for sure, it's gonna be great. Can't wait. Toyota.
Right now, you can get 1.9% financing for 60 months on a new 2020 RAV4 or RAV4 Hybrid. Toyota.
This is our moment to build a new American economy for our families and for our communities. When we spend taxpayers' money, we should use it to buy American products and support American jobs. It's time to help small businesses. We'll purchase clean energy technologies to fight climate change and enhance national security. We have to invest in what the jobs and industries of tomorrow are going to be. We have a great opportunity to build back and build back better. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
These deals are amazing.
I know. How do we get them?
Okay, we have to be very subtle about asking, like this.
Like this?
No, like this.
Actually, you don't have to do any of that. We have great deals for everyone.
Even without the...
You would have gotten it anyway.
Cool.
If you've forgotten what a fair deal sounds like, let us remind you. Switch to US Cellular and get $700 off the latest smartphones with no activation fee. US Cellular. Upgrade to fair.
Hi, I am Aaron Jones, running back for the Green Bay Packers. Both my parents served in the military, and I have witnessed firsthand the challenges veterans face returning from active duty. If you've served in the military, know a veteran who needs assistance, or are just interested in learning about veterans benefits, contact your local county Veterans Service Officer. Wisconsin has 83 county and tribal Veterans Service Officers who advocate for veterans and their family members. Help us by referring all veterans and family members to your local CVSO. Thank you, and go Pack Go.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The inevitable became official this week for Packer fans. The team announced it will not be allowing any fans inside Lambeau for at least the first 2 home games of the season. After that, the team will reevaluate to see if it's safe enough to allow fans back permanently. But now for the good news. Even if you can't go to the games, you can still visit the field. Lambeau and Titletown events will restart tomorrow with new safety protocols in place. Some of the new guidelines you'll notice: social distancing, staff wearing face coverings, and a new food and drink service menu. The Lambeau Field Atrium and Titletown have been closed since March. The Brewers are still hunting for their first win at Miller Park this season after a tough loss yesterday. Brett Anderson tried to help the cause, but the 4th batter he faced, Eugenio Suarez, quickly hit one out of the park, putting the Reds up 3-0. Cincinnati added 1 more after that, but the Brewers got on the board at least. 4-1 would be the final score. They'll try again today at 1:10. Luckily, Miller Park is in.
That's the good news, yes. So right now we actually just have a hazy sky, some sun coming through. It's starting to warm up already and a little humid outside, but the storm chance is still off to the west. Our radar stayed pretty quiet for most of southern Wisconsin over the last few hours. We had a little storm passing over the Sheboygan area, but right now we're looking off towards Iowa to see our storms building in over the next few hours. The main threat for severe weather, thankfully, is for areas northwest of the Dells, north of La Crosse towards the Twin Cities. That's where we have a better chance to see some very strong strong wind gusts, but we're still under a marginal risk for severe weather for all of southern Wisconsin. As those storms do build in, we have the potential to see very high winds. Thankfully, much of the hail threat is going to stay off to the west, but we're not going to rule out the chance to maybe see some smaller hail developing later this afternoon. Partly sunny skies through the rest of the morning and early afternoon, but by mid-afternoon, the storms do build in, and we'll see some heavier rain at times, and again, a lot of wind along with those storm chances. We'll see a bit of a die down later in the evening, and then overnight, another opportunity for some stronger thunderstorms to pass through. For much of Monday, we will stay dry outside, but there may be an isolated shower in the afternoon. Much of that rain threat will stay south of the Illinois border, but wouldn't be surprised if we see a few showers around the Monroe and Beloit area, maybe towards Platteville in the afternoon for Monday. Rainfall totals, don't hold on too much to the exact numbers, but as you can see, at least all of the area picking up at least 1/4 of an inch, if not closer to 1/2 of an inch of rain. If these storms start to trail each other or slow down, it is going to be really likely to see our totals climb closer to 2 inches of accumulation. We could be dealing with some localized isolated flooding later on today as the storms pass through. It's just something we'll be keeping a very close eye on as the rain does start to add up. Heat index readings in the afternoon will be creeping up to the mid to upper 90s. As you can see, our models, as the rain builds in, it cools us down quite quickly, zapping away a lot of that humidity. We still have an alert day in the forecast for today because it is going to be very warm and humid outside, and we have the threat for strong to severe thunderstorms developing later on. Temps in the upper 80s, heat index readings in the 90s, and the mid 80s for Monday with the chance for some showers and thunderstorms. Still humid outside for Monday. We really don't zap away that humidity until the middle of the week. While partly sunny skies for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and high temperatures will back off a bit to the mid to low 80s. More rain chances developing as we get closer to next weekend, but a very summery stretch for that 10-day forecast, and temperatures staying above average for the entire 10-day for afternoon highs and overnight lows. So it's going to stay very warm, a little humid outside also. So it feels like August, like you've been saying. You like the warmer weather, so there it is.
I was going to ask, what is the average temperature this time of year?
We should be at 80. So 84, 83, that's all just a little bit warmer than where we should be at.
And is this the time of year, like, where will we be at the start of September? I want to know how much longer I can soak in this heat.
We'll be down to the 70s for average highs by September. We're moving down now.
I know, it's hard. It's like the sun rises later, sets earlier.
I love it.
I know what's gonna come.
Winter is not here yet. Okay. We still have summer, we still have fall, we still have time, we still have time.
Okay. Thank you, Dana. Make News 3 a part of your weekly routine by downloading our Channel 3000 app for the latest headlines and weather conditions 24/7. But first this morning, how a 6-year-old in Sun Prairie is going above and beyond to help her peers get the back-to-school supplies they need. We'll introduce you to Brinley right after this.
Weekly Ozempic is helping many people with type 2 diabetes like Emily lower their blood sugar. A majority of adults who took Ozempic reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it.
Here's your A1C.
Oh, my A1C is under 7.
And you may lose weight. Adults who took Ozempic lost on average up to 12 pounds.
I lost almost 12 pounds.
Oh! For those also with known heart disease, Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as heart attack, stroke, or death.
It lowers the risk.
Oh?
And I only have to take it once a week.
Oh.
Ozempic is not for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not share needles or pens. Don't reuse needles. Do not take Ozempic if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Ozempic. Stop taking Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your doctor if you have diabetic retinopathy or vision changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Common side effects are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, and constipation. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping me reach my blood sugar goal.
You may pay as little as $25 for a 1-month or 3-month prescription. Ask your healthcare provider today about once-weekly Ozempic.
Wisconsin weather can be frustrating. Get the latest forecast, alerts, and detailed traffic reports from the News 3 Now team. Download the Channel 3000 Firstborn app, sponsored by Group Health Cooperative, and be prepared for anything headed our way.
If someone came to you and asked, what are you invested in? Would your answer be about mutual funds or mutual relationships? Maybe both. At Thrivent, we believe money is a tool, not a goal. To learn more, text THRIVE to 484848 or visit Thrivent.com.
Now I get to make a difference in people's lives the way that the nurses that took care of my grandma made a difference in her life.
Now is the time to change your life. Herzing University makes it possible without leaving home. Herzing offers dozens of online degrees in nursing, healthcare, IT, and business. Start studying online and take the first step toward a new career.
I'm an ICU nurse.
I'm possible at Herzing.
This year, school is going to be full of changes.
What will school be like, and how can we make sure our kids are safe?
We're getting the answers you need to help you prepare.
So keep an eye on News 3 Now this morning and get ready to go back to school.
Dealing with the challenges of learning at home.
The biggest threat is engagement.
Advice for parents and kids facing virtual learning this school year.
We have to work as a team or the whole place falls apart.
From an experienced homeschooling household. Monday on News 3 Now this morning.
Finally this morning, back-to-school shopping lists look a little different this year, but one girl in Sun Prairie is trying to help out the kids at her school by doing something good. Jamie Perez introduces us to little Brinley.
For soon-to-be 6-year-old Brinley Simler, getting ready for school is something done better together. But this year, she's not just packing a back-to-school bag for herself, but for 21 other kids, too.
Because there's a lot of low-income families at the school.
For her 6th birthday, she asked her mom to post a fundraiser on Facebook, asking for donations to help supply low-income families with what they need to be successful in school this year. She calls it the Better Together Project.
So every Better Together project has headphones, water bottles, supply sets.
After careful planning on her part,
folders, whiteboard.
She got more than enough donations. Her goal was to help 6 families for her 6th birthday, but she far exceeded her goal.
What do you think those are all for? My school packages.
Isn't that so cool? Already stuff's coming?
Who gave me all that?
She puts the packages together with her mom's help. And this kind heart says helping others on a day that's supposed to be about her is nothing new.
So for her birthday when she was 3, she told us that she wanted water filters for her presents instead of toys because it was more important for kids, her friends, who she said, her friends who live far away, for them to have good waters than for her to have more toys.
3 years ago, Brinley raised enough money to buy 12 water filters to send overseas to communities that don't have access to clean water. And now those families, who she's never met, have enough to last them 25 years. For her 5th birthday, most kids would ask for a birthday party and presents. And she got both, but of course, it wasn't for her.
Most of my toys over to the Ronald McDonald's, and I gotta pick 2 of them to keep.
So this year, it's no different. It's something she says she wants to do every year, so we can all learn to be better together.
Because I want to make other kids feel loved.
In Sun Prairie, I'm Jamie Perez.
Pencils.
News 3 Now.
Brinley is also including a $50 gift card to Target in each package, so many of the kids who have never been able to have new clothes and shoes can go pick out some for themselves this school year. And this story originally aired on our shows earlier this week, but it was one of our favorites, so we wanted to make sure you got to see it since today is Brinley's 6th birthday. So happy birthday if she's watching. I'm sure she starts the day with her news.
Happy birthday. Yeah, I bet she wakes up early.
She's obviously a smart girl. She's doing so much good.
My goodness. And to be able to do that every year for her birthday is so cool. Very, very neat. So happy birthday.
I know her. Also, we want to know about the forecast. It's an alert day.
It is an alert day. Hot and humid today. Temperatures will be in the upper 80s with heat index readings in the mid to upper 90s. The chance for showers and thunderstorms developing later this afternoon, continuing into the evening and overnight into early Monday. We'll have a few breaks in the rain, but sometimes those showers could be quite heavy. Notice we get a little break in the showers for the middle of the week. Partly sunny skies Tuesday through Thursday with temps in the mid to low 80s, and we stay warm as we head into next weekend.
So if you're going outside today, prepare for the heat, drink lots of water, or just stay inside.